You ready for the speed class?
Yeah, here we go.
Andy's not here, so I get to read. Here's the top two.
There you
Read
go.
the checks.
Get ready.
You like what?
Stylish glasses on.
Oh, yeah. I don't even know what's going on. All right. You guys ready?
Go.
Kristen Patch, 407.59. Christine Belanger, 678.41. Kevin Nealon is 931.67. Ian Matheson is 76.29. Francis McInnes is 668.78. Joyce Kegel is 420.90.
For a total of $3,183.64.
Very fast. I hope we get a new table. That's quite so strong. We're getting a new one soon. Yeah.
You figure out what you want to do if you want to look at them. Is there anything you want to check
I'll
on?
do one.
All right, start going. Ready?
Chair.
Tell me when you're
I
ready.
don't want to do it on.
Go ahead.
George Abel, $1,217.11. Eleanor Cherry is $980.22. Andrea Bickham is $560.87. Joseph Bird is $803.01. Mark Brighton is $442.55. Gloria Becerra Dia is $475.41. Karen Clement is $1,035.821. Just sign it.
Ken already signed it.
Anywhere.
Yeah.
Oh, did he? Okay. Michael Dame is 706.46. Kiki Dowswall is 142.48. Tracy Flinders is $397.55. Pamela Frederick is $85.88. Robert Gagnon is $384.91. Kenneth Gauthier is $1,010.79. Warren Graham is $169.94. Andrew Gray is $570.34. Kip Kaiser is $756.19. Michael Killian is $592.01. Stephanie Lazat is $244.08. Heather Lindsay is $681.22. Colin Marquis is $48.54. Joyce Miller is void. Rachel Mowbray is $80.62. Wayne Robinson is $793.75. Jeremy Smith is $545.91. Katrina Tennant is $329.69. Joshua Turner is $580.04. Olivia Wall is $22.69. Daniel Wicks is $1,401.05. Janice Weirs is $855.81. Jeremy Worcester is $610.69. And Daphne Wass is $659.75.
Grand total, $17,184.77.
For a total of $20,368.41.
Might raise the bottom. What would you like to do? No, what you need to You guys do good.
Yeah,
One hand to read those?
one void. One void and check. You ready? Chapel Trackers, $10. Dwayne Demaris, $3,342.84. Jonathan Ellis is $155.52. Eversource is $699.78. Department Oil is $1,149.17. Health Trust is $2.75. Health Trust again is $12.50. You lost it? Joyce Kegel is $144.32. LCB Transport is $212.50. Is $124. Francis McInnes is $62.85. Neptune is $660.50. New Hampshire Association of Chiefs of Police is $150. NHTCA is $260. Psychological Consulting Services is $750. Rockingham County Registry $6.55. Road Construction is $502. RSVP Friends Program is $125. Southworth Milton is $503.15. Ultra Automotive Repair is $271.50. UniFirst Corporation is $40.89. Valak is $262.95. WB Mason is $365.84. SAU Treasurer is $185,000.
that separate because,
185. School.
because I have one for $10,514.61 and then one for $185,000. Oh, okay.
Still separate.
Don't have the dollar.
And then we have, a lot of rec checks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 rec checks.
Well, you needed a chair on wheels so you can just kind of wheel it back and forth. I'll work on that.
Can't get like one of those little stair climbers that just goes back and
Yeah,
forth on a ramp?
A ramp, just a ramp.
Just a ramp? It's one of those little hoverboards? Oh, got to grab the OT sticker. 51 hours in the PD. Thank you.
A lot of hours. Who's trying to?
Is that,
That's too many hours.
although I noticed Dan Wicks had a lot of overtime too, because his paycheck was up there, so.
I think he's riding with too short. Too short.
You have one?
No. I'll get it
Sorry. He's being greedy
to
today.
Control thing.
Weekly Treasurer's Report, 5/21/2019, previous balance $30,256.65, deposits $56,359.84, payroll was $20,368.41, the payroll withholding tax is $5,462.76, impact fees $9,150. The AP is $195,514.61 for the check to Swayze School for $185,000. We had one voided check for $5.05. We transferred $166,000 from the money market account. The account balance is $22,125.76. Interest earned year to date is $11.75. The CDs are $1,250,000. The unrestricted balance is $743.47, with a CD coming due next Tuesday. Total invested funds are $1,250,743.47. Interest earned year to date, $16,659.84.
So the deposit's just high.
Some people have paid their taxes already. Yeah.
Yep, thank you, Joyce.
You're welcome.
Have a good week,
Thank you.
I will.
all 3 weeks.
I'll be back on June 25th.
Okay,
See you then.
John's going to Rolling Stone concert
okay.
Oh, wow.
in Chicago.
Where's he going to?
He's going to a Mick Jagger Rolling Stone concert with his son in Chicago.
Probably got a lot of biking into.
That must be it.
Come on up, kid. God, how old's Mick Jagger? He's gotta be 72 years old.
72, 76, something like that. Just got out of the hospital.
Yeah.
And he's going on concert
Had a
tour.
heart surgery, right?
Yeah, well,
This
you
might
see
be
him
it.
dancing though?
This may, yeah, maybe I should have heart surgery. Dance like that, that's pretty good.
What do we got, Mr. Kip?
First one, number 2, 3 Ponds Drive. 3 Ponds LLC. This is for a new dwelling. You wanna line up and come around?
Keep seeing the back of your head every week, I wanna see the whole. Here you go.
Just one signature on this one?
One signature. Oh, wait, oh, you got the
You
whole
got a whole
package.
package, that's why I'm looking at it.
Yeah, why
I
don't
gotta
you
see. sign.
Just unclip, yeah. But then you can't go out.
Take one.
Here, take that one, pass it down. Here, Kip, I'll let you do your job.
Sticking the clips.
That's why I was wondering why the packet was so big.
It's a big house. Okay, next we have 21 Stevens Drive. This is Jason Fernandez. And this is for a PV solar array. There's one here.
Yes.
Next we have 10 Shannon Way, and this is Ron Evanston, and this one is for a shed.
Is that the solar?
Yes. I think it's 30,000.
Next we have 25 Peterson Drive, Julia Anderson, and this is for electrical work. Next we have 104 Mayhill Road, Robert Sean Hartnett, and this is for a shed.
Busy week. See, they're, Brentwood Powers, they're getting ready to build.
To the cost of something.
Yep, you were right, they're very impressive.
Oh, I haven't gotten back to
It was a health option.
the building company.
They're rocking and rolling.
Came to me.
Why'd you take it in?
I'll mention it. Because he asked me. Yeah, it's free. Do it. Really have a test of that out.
Want to close it?
Do that to me. I'm confused enough as it is. Just can't know.
So Phyllis, you had asked at the last meeting about the
Overheated,
new circuit
yeah.
for the furnace. So apparently the electrician had thought he had given me the price and he had not. So I've been in communication with him. And he'll give me the price and I can resubmit it back to you for next week.
Yeah. We're gonna have to do that. So we know about it.
But presently, he did check out that circuit. It's a matter of it feeds into two emergency switches. One's gotta be taken out. The wire that had heated had been cut back. Everything's working, but it will be better in the long run that we change it out. Put one circuit.
And we got time, because I don't think winter's coming back anytime soon.
And the other point was, it doesn't need to be run.
Yep.
So,
you.
there's that part.
Okay. Check that off my list.
What else do you have?
I had communications with the owners of 424 Route 125 for a couple of things, but the thing that would concern us here is there was a suspicion of people living in one of the units. And I did get a letter from the police department stating that they had concerns, so the building owner is going to follow up with me in a few days, next week probably.
Okay. And then, Have you gone over and checked out that property on Smith Road, those travel trailers? Because I know someone's been over there because they had a picnic table going on with their
That's right.
umbrella thing going on up, and I know we had pulled occupancy.
Throughout the winter, a couple of times, that umbrella was up, I'm sure it goes up every now and then.
Is
Yeah,
travel
I
trailers not
haven't,
supposed
I
to-
haven't got permission, I haven't asked for permission to go on the property to check. Driven down Smith Road, I was down there, I believe it was yesterday. And, you know, given all the rain and everything, there weren't any fresh tracks running
Okay.
down there. You can only basically go on one way because the road is pretty much washed out on the other side.
Well, I went through with my Jeep, there was no problem.
So, oh, yeah, I made it through, but you know what I mean.
And the
And-
electric company was nice enough to cut all the brush down so
Yeah,
you
so
could see
it's
it
pretty
perfect.
clear.
Yeah.
We still have not had anything returned from them in regards to our request for cleanup. So I will refresh everybody's memory, and if you want, next week, direct me in which way to go.
Yeah, because I mean, that's been going on now since fall.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we need to, I mean, my concern is that they're living in those travel trailers again, and
I don't
if
know.
we start getting fecal matter dumped into that water source again, that's a problem.
Yeah, it's a possibility. The police department also more or less monitors it because I believe there's a restraining order on at least one of the individuals that frequent the property. So, it's being lightly watched. I guess the other thing was probably in the mail, the fact that we're sending the letter to 9 Murray Bay Drive. Right, I assume that's part of the package, I don't need to talk about that.
Yep. Do you want to explain the construction so everyone's aware of what type of construction it is? Since I thought it was kind of interesting how they built the structure there, the containers.
Yeah, so, and I have some pictures that, you know, probably could disperse, but basically there's two large shipping containers that are approximately, I believe they're 45 feet long. And they hold up a building with simply first floor gable ends, you know, on each end. And then there's mezzanines on top of those and second story walls that go up, sitting on top of them, and then a asphalt shingle roof. The building's approximately 45 by 50. It's full of electrical equipment like switchgear, large units, forklifts, that sort of thing. So this complaint was simply that it seems to be a commercial venture in a residential area. Certainly I can't find any codes in my book that allow a building to be built on top of storage containers. And an engineer had gone out and I received a letter from them, not at my request, but I was given it. It doesn't pass in a lot of ways. So that's about that. So they need to stop using it and get things corrected. And at the same time, I was given information on another building in town. Wasn't given an address, but
You found it.
yeah, that building has come up, and I notified the planning board assistant and planner back April 11th about this potential. I haven't been out there legally to look at it. And so that was going to have a site plan rework on it. So I was waiting at that point. That has now been withdrawn, so one of the things tonight, would you like me to proceed to see if I can get on the property and actually view this one?
Yeah, what's that issue is what, how many?
Oh, sorry. So this one
What's it constructed of?
is allegedly containers with a roof. Now, I have frequented one of the businesses over there, but not legally gone and looked at it. However, I believe it's multiple containers stacked, double high with a roof. It's not on the site plan. even if it was a legal building.
Yeah, but what's the rest of the board think?
I think so.
We should pursue it. Okay, so I'll make a call to go out, and there should be probably another faction, and that could be the town planner, or police, or one of you.
Or the plan?
Oh, Bruce is good.
Yeah,
Bruce?
we
Bruce
voted at
will-
our planning board meeting Thursday night to send a letter to the selectmen, so Glenn's going to draft that, and you'll have that for next week. But his request was that he attend the site walk with Kip to verify that what was approved for that site plan is what's going on there, and not a lot more. So we have some questions, and feel it'd be best if the guys went together and
Yeah,
made that determination.
There's no,
that'd be great.
is there, I'm just trying to figure out in my head of, is there anything on the books for constructing a building with storage containers?
What's a structure? So a structure requires a building permit.
Yeah, plain and simple, so it doesn't have a permit, it's not on the site plan. Now, as far as its construction, right now, there's nothing that says you can build something that way. I suppose, if someone could prove that.
It's structurally, the structural integrity would be.
There's a company in Canada that builds structures with those containers, but I don't think we're talking about the same thing here.
Well,
There is a-
I've
there-
seen
there-
shows where
yeah,
people
there-
live in them,
Right, right.
Yeah, there are.
and dumpsters as well, but that's
No, these are pretty,
Coming to a town near you.
These are pretty upscale facilities that they build. They're not cheap. They're pricey, but they're very nice.
Right, I just haven't
Very-
found anything in the IEC codes, or the state codes to say that, that's recommended. I'm not saying that,
I looked into it because it's often being used as a second home for people.
So the resolution is the town planner and you are going out?
yeah, so,
So why don't we just get a vote on it? Do we have a motion? to
I'll
second?
make that motion, yeah.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Good to go.
I think that's good enough. The other irons in the fire will come out next week.
How about the house on Pickle Road, the one that's supposed to be,
I sent a letter out, certified. I believe it was out last week.
well, I think the time is up though. Wasn't it?
94 A and B
Wasn't
or whatever.
It wasn't up last week, but I think the time is up for them to respond, and they hadn't responded.
Well, I did the memo, then you approved it, and then I dated the letter to match the 30 days or whatever.
Oh, okay.
So, but yeah, time will be up since 2007, I think it was.
Thank you, sir.
No, the letter that was sent out, I thought the time was up, that you had given them to respond.
I appreciate it. We have a motion on minutes.
Make a motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Uh,
And do we have non-public?
yeah, there was no problem.
So do we have a motion on the non-public and single
I'll make
minutes?
that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And let's go to Mr. Webb. Wayne, you wanna come up also? I brought new chairs on, so we're good. Floor is yours. Yes, we come.
Take over the late iron hauling out of the town and supply a container for it. And give you a little more money than what you're getting, and also, I'm gonna do all the hauling for nothing.
How do we do it currently, Wayne? Can you just kind of walk us through it?
Usually, we have, Scott down, they can haul it to, Hardy, I believe Hardy. Who is that, Lee?
Is it Northwood?
Northwood.
Northwood, up in Northwood there. I don't know what they pay, I have no idea.
Is it paid per pound? Is that how it's usually done?
Yeah, I believe it goes, yeah, tons. goes on a scale and then it's,
And how would you be doing the same thing, weighing it, or?
Oh, yes.
So we get weight slips, because I think you
Yeah.
need those for the taxes, right?
And use them for the state
For the
solid
auditing?
waste facility report.
I checked down through the times, and most of the times it was about 4 ton on that container.
How often do you move that container?
4 times a year. Should be paid.
Yeah, right there, I guess.
And the average route, now you're getting $100 for that crap. I'd give $150. Plus you have no hauling costs. Well, the hauling cost is figured in that $100 too. You're paying.
And so you would supply the container?
Yes.
Oh, is it costing us money?
What's the,
On top of what we're getting? No.
Karen can review some numbers,
It's our container.
so we own the container.
We pay $255 per occurrence for hauling. And we receive anywhere between $228 to $450 on the high side per occurrence.
So it's basically a wash.
So it's costing us $1,020 a year. And how much revenue do we get off of it?
It was $2140 in total revenue last year.
So after, so it's.
Just take all that stuff out, it gets them down pretty quick. That's why I'm saying I'll give $150 per load.
Yeah.
That gives us our revenue.
Yeah.
And you think you'd be doing 100, you think you'd be doing it 4 times a year?
That's what the paperwork I got from her.
And you said they're paying us 100, but we made $2,140 and how much? 53 cents last year off of that.
It's a little, it's almost 1,000 over last year. It's 1,300 last year.
And so that's how much we made after the,
After we
No,
pay.
that's before.
before, so then we had $1,000 coming off of it.
So the net input after cost was approximately 1,100,
Yeah,
and Mr. Webb is gonna provide it to us, and we're gonna save all the hauling costs?
yeah, so we won't pay anything for hauling costs, and so we'll make,
I think he offered $150 per load.
so it would be about 1,800 a year. Right?
I don't see the advantage.
I don't either. There may be more things that can.
I'm a taxpayer in Brentwood. How about that for an advantage?
Well, that is nice. Have you paid your taxes yet?
Geez, I don't know, must be time again.
It is.
We're getting
It's
close.
coming up, yeah.
Wayne, what's your feeling? I mean, you think it's something the
It's
town
not
should?
broken, why do you wanna fix it?
well, no, I know he's a resident in town and we haven't had any problems in getting it hauled. We haven't had no problems in there, so, I mean, I think, well, I think it's your guys' decision if you wanna try to save some money or you don't wanna save any money. I mean, well,
It's almost a wash though.
a
isn't it?
wash, it's a
You're
wash.
making money, you're making money.
We're making money now.
But you'll be making more.
Maybe. Maybe.
Well,
Let's think about that.
All right, we'll look at the numbers and just figure out the process and figure out what we need to do. Because right now, it does look, I
Pretty
mean,
close.
he's, if he does 150 a month, that's coming out to $1,800 because there's no hauling.
Right.
$50 per month or $150 per load?
Is it 150 per load or month?
although,
a load,
50
so
a
then
load.
that's a lot,
600 a
that's only 600 a year, so we're actually making more now. Cause we make $1,120 after we pay it.
That was my comment, I
Yeah.
don't see the advantage.
Yeah.
I think I can straighten that out. It's not, something's not right here.
Okay, cause last year, the
Okay,
total was
it's right.
$2,140.53.
If you got 4 loads a month, 2 loads a month, right? Wayne? How many
No,
loads a year?
4 loads a
varies,
year,
I
right?
know,
4 loads a
yeah.
year?
On average.
Yeah, but it varies, but I mean, there's like a slow season and there's a, you know, we have quite a bit going now, so I'm not sure
How rare.
how we add it up. I don't have those figures, I don't get that stuff, where it just goes out and then all the stuff comes back here, so I don't have it.
Well, okay, you must,
Make a motion to
Miss-
do it like it is.
you must have the checks that you get from
You
High
have
Metal,
the-
right?
You have the breakdown, right?
And
Yeah, you're right, give that. So, looks like March, we had a load,
How much did that bring?
had a couple loads that brought $454.24 in.
Okay, now
Yeah.
you take your $200 and something dollars for the trucking up there.
Yep.
See what you got.
214.
Yep, and then we had another one in May, we got $508.94.
So that's 350.
Then we got one in June, which was $228.70.
That's zero.
And then we got another one in July, which was $363.79.
How much was the weight on that, when you
170.
get into 379? What was the weight on that?
Looks like on this paperwork that we have, this is the whole year reporting, right?
that is, yeah, what?
Total tons was 29.90 tons
Yeah.
for the year.
But you still haven't told me how much you get that ton for.
I'm looking at these slips and I don't understand how to read it.
Well, when you go on the
Doesn't give us
scale
a
of
price.
having to my place,
What is it?
you get a slip at so much a pound, and that's the story.
It varies.
Varies.
So like this one, so on 326, they got $135 a ton. On 5.8, they got $110 a ton for light iron.
But see,
So that's just the adjustment for the market.
Cost on it, there's,
So one of them we got
Is that you-
414.64,
Oh, yeah.
another one we
Yeah.
got 234.73.
But that's why I'm offering them $150, it's very low, so it's staying equal all the time, it might go up $10 or $20, but I'm still giving you the $150. Then the next time it dropped to $130, say, or something, I'm still giving you the $150.
We'll take a look at the numbers
Okay.
and just try to make sense of it all.
Now, the next thing I'd like to talk about here, well, I've got two people right here. In 1977, on the warrant, they tried to appropriate $20,000 to start that building up there.
Which building?
That building we used to meet in, the first office,
Old wing.
Okay?
Okay.
and it was on the warrant for $20,000 for the investigation to get going on. It got turned down. So I stood up and I said, I'll give the $20,000 right now. And also I poured the concrete out there, I dug the place for the building to be on, hauled the trees and stumps and stuff out of there probably. I got everybody else got their name on the board but me. I like one of those plaques like you got out there.
What year was that, Bob?
Pardon me?
What year was that?
1977.
I think it was 77, 78. I'm pretty sure.
But I went back and read all the minutes, and there's no mention,
How do you suppose it got started there?
the town voted the money.
No, they didn't. They turned it down at the first meeting.
The first one, but then they did it another time.
Well, how come they took the $20,000 from me then?
There's no record of that.
Oh, I don't have time to lie for the months. I got receipts for the concrete, for the building, we could bring those up to you. I paid Paul Mascalis to pour the concrete. And
I researched it, I couldn't, I looked, cause he came to my house and so I researched it. And
no, I don't have
could not
time to
find
lie
it.
anything about anything.
So you couldn't
But I
find
mean-
any supports on it?
You know what, I have those notes all at home because I,
Okay,
We'll look into it.
we'll look into that.
All right.
It's the best we can do.
I was just
1977, I was-
77.
1977, I
I was
wasn't
just
even thinking
beginning
about
my
a career, I was thinking about getting out of
political career,
elementary school.
I was a young pup in 77, but I was
if I remember
involved.
right, the
You know, I
town
supplied a lot of
passed in
lumber for that, because I had my own sawmill and stuff. Bobby Salmon was around there, but he didn't put as much into it as I did. And he got his name, it looked like he was the president of the United States. I even did a road agent job for
It's
2
hard
years.
for us to check now, though, with him.
Huh?
Can't check with him now.
Well,
Relying on you, 77.
hey, look,
Well, Bruce was there, wasn't
Bruce was
Bruce
around.
was there. And I,
Bruce, we're
Were
pulling
you
you in.
there at the town meeting, when they turned the town,
I don't
town
know.
warrant, they
I
turned it
honestly
You're
down?
into
remember.
the circumstance now.
Yeah, it must have been maybe 78, 78
Okay,
perhaps.
I said 670.
I mean, they'll be writing the warrant, what was appropriated for it.
That's right, I should think
Mhm.
that that could be looked at.
And I do remember this back when Bill Vay was on the Board of Selectmen, I do believe that you,
Can't ask him either.
that you offered $3,000 for the foundation. That's what I recall.
But I know it was $20,000 I kicked into the program to get it started, because the town had turned it down. They didn't want to build a town office.
but then
And I
the
says,
next year
okay,
they
I
voted.
will get one started for you.
Right, but Phyllis is correct, in the next year, it was voted. You know, you have to go back to the town reports, but
You know,
I kind of concur with Phyllis from what I recall for the sum of money that we're discussing.
Because I went back and read all the minutes, because, you know, I believe in 78, if I remember right,
Mhm.
the town appropriated the money.
How about 77? They turned it down, did you see that somewhere?
They
In the
turned it
warrant?
down, but there's no mention of $20,000 being given to the town. I mean, I didn't take the minutes back then, so I can only go by what's there.
And just, my understanding is if, it kind of like what happened with like Prescott Road, right? If they say no, it's done for that year, right?
Yep.
So if they said, no, we don't want to do that,
Right.
that
That's
year
it.
it's dead.
Yep.
And then they brought it back up the next
Well,
year.
that's what I'm saying, when it come through on the warrant, the town turned it down because they didn't want to come up with the $20,000.
Right. But they wouldn't even be able to accept the $20, it'd have to come back to a vote to take the $20,000.
They took the money.
No, there's no,
There should be a
no,
receipt on it.
there's no record of that.
There would be some type of, something coming through if they did that. If they want to vote it for the next
Do you
year.
remember that when the town turned it down?
I don't know, I don't know.
The two high school
I
days.
don't remember.
Wayne was in high school then? I was in elementary school, you were in high school?
Hey, I don't have time to
Yeah.
Well,
We'll look at.
we'll do the research
We'll
and
do
move
some more
forward.
research and we'll go from there.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you, I appreciate you coming in.
Say
Anything
hello
else
to your
you got?
father for me.
Pardon me?
Say hello to your father for me.
My father?
Yeah, the other kid.
Okay. I'm getting the picture now, it takes me a while.
Thanks, Mike.
Okay.
Thanks, Bob.
Good luck.
I'm gonna bring up Paul Brown. Good.
Doug, would you provide the young lady with a
Jim, you wanna
chair?
come up too?
Thank you.
Hey, Jim, you can come on up, just grab a chair, bring it up. Jim, come on up.
I'll take this one.
Don't want to leave.
Oh, yeah.
Wayne's still hanging out.
Right.
He's just getting fluids. Floor is yours.
I guess we're a little late for the abatement on the taxes. We got our, we have one, so we got a, appeal in April. And the taxes went up. And it's a little should file an abatement. So we had, looked at the taxes and they were a little high, it was a little confusing. So, Jim came out and assessed what's going on, and there was a discrepancy. So we're looking to file for a abatement. I know we've already gone by March, is what I understand is,
March 15th.
yeah. So we're looking for a waiver. Is that what you call it?
So, right, and I went out to his property, for purposes of the 2019 tax year. We started talking about 2018, and the filing deadline for filing for abatement under RC 7616 is March 1st. Now, the legislature did change the abatement statute in 2014, and they added the following paragraph.
Yeah, wasn't that heavy.
Abatements by selectmen or assessors. Selectmen or assessors with good cause shown. Important words. For good cause shown, may abate any tax, including prior year's taxes, assessed by them or by their predecessors, including any portion of interest accrued on such tax. Section B lays out any person aggrieved by the assessment of a tax which complied with the inventory requirements, which we don't have anymore here, may by March 1st file for an abatement. So there's two roads. One is I file timely, I file by March 1st. Selectmen act on it, person, if they're not happy with that result, they can appeal to the next level. The other road that the legislature had in 2014 was, I'm not filing timely, but I'm filing anyways. And it's up to the good graces, for lack of a better word, of the Board of Selectmen to grant that abatement if they believe good cause was shown.
Okay.
If the Board of Selectmen don't feel that way, they can deny it. That's not appealable. So the setup in the legislature on this was somebody had been assessed for a swimming pool that was not theirs in Seaward. I was there, I testified and listened to the testimony of the legislature. They were assessed for a swimming pool that wasn't theirs. Board of Selectmen were presented with an abatement. The person said, for 5 years I've been assessed for this swimming pool. And the Board of Selectmen said, well, it's not yours. We all agree it's not yours. It's Joe's over here. Well, they can't backbill Joe, but for good cause shown, they said, well, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna abate it. Somebody in town appealed that abatement, right? You can appeal the granting abatement, even if you're not the party that's part of it. Went to the Board of Tax and Land Appeals, it was appealed to the Board of Tax and Land Appeals by this other taxpayer in town. Board of Tax and Land Appeals said, the law doesn't read the way it reads, for lack of a better word. So we're gonna reject that abatement. You gotta get the money back from the person. And then subsequent, the legislation was changed to allow for two roads. Which brings us
To today.
to today, right. Did not file by March 1st. I went out there, when I went out there last year, I believe that it was a brand new mobile home, I think, with a full basement. It wasn't. There was some confusion in the sense that they felt that the assessment last year was for the property that has this accessory dwelling unit coming off the back of the property. That was all after April 1st. The assessment last year was not for that. The assessment last year was for the structure that was there. I believed it to be brand new, and it was placed on an existing foundation, I believe. So I said to him when I was out in the field, I will generate two different cards, right? I'll generate the assessment card for what this looked like last year, now with this more correct information. And that is a number of.
Yeah, this one here you had a photograph. I think this is the most
There's
recent.
two different ones I left.
Yeah,
Right?
the older one is higher than the one you did.
All right, so it was assessed at the end of at the end of 18. 274, 200 was the final value. And all right, so it was assessed for 274, 200 for 2018. After I made the corrections to the card, again, just looking at 2018, ignoring the accessory dwelling unit, right? The assessment's 254, 800. So it's about a $20,000 thereabout difference.
Yeah, but that,
in Valley.
that 254 is with the accessory
The
building.
accessory building, this one didn't
That,
have it at
and
that.
274 was without it.
I'm sorry, it was without it.
So there's a big.
Didn't I leave you a third
So
card?
that's a big difference.
Didn't I leave you a third card?
Oh.
That's
Isn't
the
there
only
another?
two that I have.
Okay.
Maybe
All
there's
right.
another one, I'm not sure.
All right. 254, sorry.
So based on that statement, it sounds like it's much more than 20,000?
Yes, yeah, I thought I printed out that, a third card.
Well, the reason I thought it was the newest one, because you have the drawing of the building and you have a picture of it on that one.
Right, but that's for twenty
Different
nineteen.
one?
That's for 2019, that's sitting over here.
Okay. And that's for 2018?
2018, which is the year we're talking about,
Okay.
right? We're not appealing
2019.
2019,
Right.
we're looking at 2018.
That's right.
Right.
It was assessed at 274, 200. I had it in as a year built 2017, everything. And it was existing foundation, right,
Right.
from 19,
50 minus, whatever today is minus 50.
and you had a new structure put on top of that.
That's right.
You had an appraisal done by the bank,
Yeah, it came in at like 220.
came in at like 220. So it's assessed at 274, the bank had come in, the appraiser came in at like 220. So we're talking around a $54,000 difference.
Okay.
In value, not in taxes, in value.
Mhm.
So, I'd have to recreate, I'd have to recreate what the assessment would have been with that year built not being 2017. And that's what's in front of the board, is if you had filed by March 1st, you probably would have filed a copy of the appraisal, correct? You would file a copy, you have a copy of the bank appraisal?
I do have it, yes. I didn't bring it.
So there would have been a series of things that he would have filed, but he didn't file timely. So now, when I went out in the field, he said, what can I do? I said, well, you can ask the Board of Selectmen for it.
Bob, I'd like to recommend that we send Jim back to come up with a third assessment of what the taxes and value is, at least the value.
Well, we have that, we have 219, right? We have 2019 already.
Right, we have 2019. What we're talking about is,
20.
with the
2018.
corrections for the 2018 card, what would have been the 2018 value. Had those corrections been in place for 2018.
So it goes from 20 to 59.
In 2019, they can appeal to March 1st of 2020, right?
Yeah, 2019
So
is separate.
2018, they
That's a
have
separate
until
discussion.
till March 1st of 2019 to appeal.
So
to
what,
the payment.
so we're looking at a perhaps a $50,000 difference in assessed value?
In value.
Yes.
And then a 12-month period, right? Or more.
It would be for that
For that,
tax,
for 2018, yeah.
for that 2018
So, yeah, I
tax.
think, that's a good suggestion, okay?
Yeah.
In fact, I'll make a motion that we do that.
So if they go through the abatement process and file their formal application, you will accept it later?
Yes.
Okay.
Because it was an error on, Jim
Well,
admitted it was an error. So
Good caution.
Good property.
you got good cause shown because they
That's-
showed you that the foundation was not what you had priced out as.
I get 10% by the way.
So we have.
Well, you haven't approved anything. So 10% of,
Ken made a motion. Who's seconding?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Good deal.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for coming.
Jim will do his thing and we'll come back to us.
see us here.
Thank you very much for coming in.
Really? A friend of mine was trying to sell a house. He's selling a house. Not that
You've seen those dogs.
Yeah, go ahead. Is it public or
I'm
not?
talking to the lovely lady behind you.
Hey, Wayne,
Wait,
since we're in
You're
over
in
the
the way.
latest, we're gonna have
and then the
about
other thing, did you answer the cemetery trustees about Veterans Day, anybody?
I haven't answered it.
Well, there was a letter last week in the
Yeah.
mail.
There was a letter.
Did anybody answer them?
Well, I'm gonna recommend you.
I'm not a veteran, so I don't want to.
Ken is,
I
and
don't
so
want-
is Bill. Who wants to do it?
I could go.
Okay, you'll do it, Bill?
What do we have to do?
I'll carry my umbrella.
There you go. Bill is the veteran person. He has to get all the center choice.
Well, and David's here,
It's
so
only a 3-minute speech, you know, that's all we need, 3 minutes.
3 minutes.
There you go.
Do I have more than that? I might run a little long.
Did Mr. Hussey come see you?
I'm a little wordy, so I might run a little long. It might be like 4 or 4.
He didn't come? Well, Wednesday when I was in here, for Bill. A resident came in and he was complaining about, he was concerned, I should say, about Rowell Road West.
Yep,
He wants to know
it's barred off and it's
about the
fenced
culverts,
off.
about the culverts, yeah.
Culverts, well, waiting to hear from which way we're gonna go with that. They're talking about, I came in last Tuesday,
Right.
and,
I don't think we have a choice, it's gotta be a bridge.
Yeah, we're waiting for our town engineer basically to tell
Yeah,
us if we're required to put in a box culvert or not.
I don't know that does it need to be a bridge? I don't know. that it
Well,
needs
it's
to
the
be.
box culvert that we're required to do because of the
well, he was
wetlands.
gonna check in on a box culvert, and he was gonna check on,
What was like there before.
galvanized.
Yeah,
Right.
or
To a pipe that's like it's there now.
But if we do,
Find out what the
if
cost
we're required to
is.
do a box culvert, it's gonna qualify as a bridge.
Yes. Any span is 10 foot or more.
No, but that's a big if we.
Oh, I don't think so, because we found out on Prescott Road, we went from a little thing like this to 2 bridges cost
Yeah.
almost
A lot of
$300,000.
Yeah, so that's why I'm saying, let's be a little cautious, I don't know if we wanna spend that kind of money if we don't have to.
Well,
That's gonna have to go to town meeting.
Yeah.
We don't have the money to do that this year.
Yeah.
It goes to a box culvert, it's gonna be decided by the town.
Well, I
What-
told
Which way they wanna go. If he has the two
Yeah,
prices.
but I don't know, we wouldn't use that for that.
I know down there, that's actually the second exit for that whole development to come out. That's in, otherwise than that, if we close it down, there's only gonna be one in and out, that's it.
Well, I suggested that he go talk to you because, you know,
Alright, you didn't come.
I know right now at this point.
Hey, Joe?
On that
Yes.
road, we're.
have you had any problems with residents in that area
No, not at the
regarding
moment.
emergency vehicles?
Not at the moment. I haven't been up there. To be honest with you, I have not been in the neighborhood
Oh,
for anything. And my hydrant's this side of it. So I can get to my hydrant on this side and then up through the development to the other side, so. But I have not been up there. Knock on wood, I shouldn't say that too much. Be up tonight.
Good.
Don't leave.
Do you wanna do the?
Oh, yeah.
Fire department?
On TV, they all saw that tag.
All right. Chief Bird, you wanna come up and we'll do your public stuff now and then we'll do your non-public later on. We're still waiting for Kathy.
thank you, sir.
well, she sends us the mail, so we can. They don't have any seats.
They're here.
All right, we're gonna, this first thing, if you look at our notes, we want to have the state is allowing, I think I forwarded it to you guys.
Yeah, I made a
For them to
motion, I'll
do
make a
this.
motion to do that.
Do we have a second?
Sure.
So all in favor?
Aye.
Yes, go ahead and get the water tested.
I think the chief wanted to do that anyway, too.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just wanted to make sure.
I just wanna make sure I did it.
Only if there's anything good, no, but isn't, won't only do.
So we, to increase the budget, I don't see a problem. I'll
And
make a
that's
motion.
grant money, so it's gonna be offset,
Yep.
it's just we have to increase it just to.
Is that a motion?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Good to go. And then the new job description. What's changed from the original?
I don't have the original. This was a combination of the two, EMS coordinator, captain type deal. It was originally an EMS coordinator. So basically, we've come up with a combination position.
So it's a hybrid of the both.
That's the hybrid of both.
Looks very good to me.
I read it, it seems good to me.
I'm just scanning it right now.
I read it online, you sent it.
Is that a motion?
I make a motion that we,
I'll second Phil's motion.
This is required to have current certification, right? I don't see any, do you have to have a certification on here on lifting and stuff like that?
No.
You have your insurance hat on.
Of course.
Make sure.
I never set it aside. Yeah, it's always a good thing when you got somebody scanning through for it. So do you want, anybody make a motion?
We made a motion.
All in favor?
All in favor, aye.
Everybody opposed? So you're good on easy. Is that for public? Perfect time. Mr. John Morgan. John Morgan.
Good to see you. Yes. Good to see you.
My back.
The camera's going. There's two of them going, so you're good.
Well, we were going to try to do this in Concord, but it was suggested to me that that would never happen, that she wouldn't allow it. So if you just give me a second, I'm going to tell you a brief story. But several years ago, after I'd moved into town, and you all know my father was really involved, laid on the Catholic guilt, as he often did, and he told me, John, just go, you got to get involved, go do something with the town. So I came over to town hall, and I kind of said quietly, I don't want to compete with anyone, but does the town needs anyone to serve in any capacity? Well, somebody overheard me saying that. That was that lady back there. And she made sure that it was clear that we needed someone else on the planning board. So from that moment on, she made me feel like a part of the family around this place, and she made me feel extremely well prepared. So I wanted to just take a really brief moment in my capacity now, being the privilege I get to go up and represent Brentwood and 8 other towns in the state senate every day. I wanted to make sure that I took the opportunity to present my very first resolution that I was able to do for Kathy St. Hilaire, someone who's served the town of Brentwood since 1992. We were talking about years earlier. I was in elementary school. She served in the role that I knew her as with the planning board since 2001, I believe, Kathy. So just take 1 second. I'm just going to read this, and I'd love to give it to you up here. The New Hampshire Senate, a resolution, be it known that the New Hampshire Senate extends its congratulations to Kathy St. Hilaire in recognition of her dedicated service to the town of Brentwood, serving as the Planning Board Administrative Assistant, the Administrative Assistant to the Zoning Board of Adjustment, the Commissioner of the Brentwood Recreation Commission, an alternate member of the Planning Board, and an alternate member of the Board of Adjustment. And be it further known that the New Hampshire Senate extends its best wishes for well-deserved, happy, and healthy retirement. And it's signed by your state senator. So thank you so much for being up here. Thank you to my fellow planning board members also for being here, and to the Board of Selectmen for letting us do this little presentation here.
Absolutely our pleasure.
It's almost a shock. Thank you.
And well done for the town keeping this a secret.
I don't know what to say. I really don't know what to say, but thank you.
How about a hug?
Or two. Thank you.
Thanks for coming.
I guess I'm a little shocked. Just had dinner, didn't have enough drinks apparently. That's coming. I'm in shock, I guess. I don't know what to say. I've been through this before with everybody here. I miss this place. I really do. I wish I was 50 and not 68 going on 69. I really do.
I ran for selectman, you can run
do
for
it.
selectman. I'm not saying how old I am.
We know she's 78.
There's not much I can say about this except this is I love everybody here. I love working here, Wayne and I together. did a lot of work in town, community work, because we really enjoyed it, and we continue to. So, I don't know what else to say except thank you. Thank you very much. I'm grateful for everybody that's here. I'm grateful for the opportunity I had to work with Karen. It's probably the best thing this town has had in a long time.
Oh, I will agree with that.
Absolutely. And the board, Bruce,
Well, let's hear it for
planning board, Bruce, I think Bruce was in diapers when he was a selectman.
20 years, Karen, you might have something like that.
That's right, that's right.
Grando diapers.
Yeah, but thank you very much. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Actually, thank you.
It's been my pleasure.
I think everybody had a lot of fun fooling you.
Yeah, I can't believe this. I feel guilty because I don't come to your meetings.
Oh, yeah. That person stand beside you.
Okay, for the tax work.
I'll take that.
Oh, that's good.
Do I have a second? All in favor to sign the tax warrant? Anybody opposed?
The bills will be in the mail. Aren't you happy?
It's official.
I bet you. I do.
Doing the second one, then.
Yeah.
Meant to time up. I'm sorry.
Jack, that's crazy. Well, majority of that.
Dave, we need Facebook, maybe.
Oh my gosh. Your father and Joyce. Champions for children for volunteering.
Have a motion for all these?
Yeah, I'll make that motion.
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Myself.
I'm leaving, so congratulations. Thank you for everything. Yeah. Yeah, I miss you too.
Don't get out. Go in. Go see it. Keep smiling. Oh, yeah.
Inside. 125.
Say hello to Linda for us, Doug. I will.
Thank you, Ellen.
Thank you.
We'll be here until about 9, so we'll be back.
She was blaming you, you know. It had nothing to do with me. It was actually the food.
I think
The
problem was the season's way over there, so that's 107 Fremont.
Your next one.
No, that comes back. Thank you.
All in favor?
Hey, how you doing?
This resolution hired me.
Very much.
You back.
No, I think I'm sure to come to you.
I'm gonna go back. I'm glad you left him.
I miss it. I miss
All
it.
right, you got a hug.
Thank you. Bob, thank you so much. Too good.
What are we doing? So they brought it off.
Okay, this is
So were you just look at tax
exemption because
Yeah, it's something they're gonna do at the end of it when they go to executive session.
When I just went home and see the power back.
second.
Yeah, I know, that's why I can.
All in favor? Anybody opposed?
Straight up.
Mine was ready to get in the shower, couldn't.
See you later.
Bye.
Wow. Where did everybody go? Shot liver.
Oh, yeah.
There's 3 of those.
When we've been here 23 years,
All right, so we have Armand.
I have 40 years next month.
So it has.
Wayne Robinson has a lot.
So I have the
Yep.
new Armon quotes for the town office. It is a switch, 2 desktop replacements, and then there are 7 computers. 5 of them need additional RAM and 7 of them need upgrades to Windows 10. So the cost for that is $5,417.08 for the switch, and for the computers plus a year's license for the Windows 10, it's $4,033.53.
Now, what type of computers are they quoting us for?
So these are for HP desktops.
So that's $1,000 each,
So they are
$2,000 each.
$800 per computer,
But why is it $4,000?
because it is
Licensing,
licensing plus the labor to install.
How much is licensing?
The
Usually
licensing is $49, $7 per computer per month, which is $588 annually.
How much does it cost to buy a Windows program?
It costs $225 to purchase it outright, so
So why would I pay $500 to license it when I can buy the
that's for
program?
7 systems.
Oh,
So, the way it was explained to me is that it would be less expensive for these 7 computers to purchase the license for this year, because over the next 2 years, these systems will all be phased out and replaced with a Windows 10 operating system, as opposed to paying $225 per computer upfront.
Because we replaced 2 a year, right? don't
So we replaced 2 a year, so.
so they're looking
on
for
this
9,000.
schedule, So the
400 and-
computers that need to be replaced is the treasurers and the counter PCs, which doesn't make sense to spend all of that money for those low volume systems. So next on the list would be the building inspector and 1 computer in the town clerk's office. So we would take Kip's building inspector laptop that he has currently existing, we'd wipe it and repurpose that for the treasurer. And then I would take Daphne's, a town clerk computer, take that old system offline, wipe it clean and put that for the town PC. And then those 2 systems would not need to be updated for
Upgraded
the
and
RAM.
updated, right.
How much money do we allot for? What we got?
So there's a fairly similar quote for the PD, which is coming in at $36.90 for their switch and $33.91 for the computers. So it's a total of $16,874.52. So that's 4 new computers, updating all of the systems, and then 2 new switches.
We had
And there's
20,
$34,000 in IT reserve fund right now.
2 weeks ago, we thought we were gonna get blown out of the water. This sounds reasonable
So
to
those
me.
are those systems. So then for the next 2 years, what we'll be looking at is just updating a couple of computers, both downstairs and up here, and then in 2022, we'll be looking at 2 new servers for the PD and for the town office. So that's when you'll see,
Okay.
so you'll keep putting in your 20 grand a year, and then in 2022, that account will be completed.
so this is about half of what we had,
Yeah.
which we plan to use. And
So the total amount is about 17K?
Yes.
$16,874.52.
Close enough. I'll make that motion.
Thank you. So we have a motion for $16,874.52
Out of the capital reserve for
out of the
IT.
capital for IT. And can we use any impact those on this?
No, because those are all replacement systems, they're not,
New
capital
only.
assets.
What about the new operating systems?
Those
The
are
Windows
just
10?
operating systems. If you were adding another computer to,
that's an
in
8th
addition,
computer.
correct.
All right, so we have a motion and we have a second? Who seconded it?
Yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Good to go. Reach out to Kim and let her know. She likes to email me. I'm like, oh gosh, she's emailing me, that's bad.
Request to purchase a standalone surveillance system for, that's the quote 991, so that's, that to be paid at impact fees.
And what's this for?
This is an camera system for the,
Entrance?
for the interrogation room.
For the what?
For the what?
Interrogation room?
Yeah, because presently, right now, it's not working.
Oh,
Yeah,
so this is a total price of $999.99?
Yes, that's audio and, visual.
And we have enough in impact fees for it, right? Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
And you can, that's tape, right? That's,
Yeah, it's a DVR. Or is it actually a chip? Is it DVR or a chip?
It's DVR, and it's standalone, so it'll be separate from the camera system, which it really needs to be.
yeah, just making sure we can store that.
All right, so I have a motion, I have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Ready opposed? Good to go? That impacts. All right, anything from the public that seems to have disappeared?
Wayne, we talked a little bit about the class 6 roads, you want to just say that?
Oh, yeah, good morning.
Yeah.
We checked out the class 6 roads, and some of them needs to be, the four-wheeler's been getting in there, and they got some big holes. Fire trucks won't get through. Especially down on, what is it? Down, Old Gordon Road. Coming up Old Gordon Road, actually it's on this road, on, the Hague Road.
Hague Road,
Yeah. They're going in on this side here, there's some wicked depots, and we, I know the fire trucks ain't gonna get through. We thought we'd put some.
Emergency vehicles would have a tough time.
Yeah. We'd have to put some 4 to 6 inch rock in there. They're deep. They're in there deep.
The mud pits?
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
There's one.
I'll drag him down there.
There's one of the four
I
wheels.
got new tires coming soon.
Put
They're gonna be
new
big.
holes.
I'll pull him through. I got
Hey,
weight.
new holes.
You all get a fire truck through on this, from this side.
He's probably the one that did it.
No, my tires
I
aren't
don't
that
think they
big.
ever went through Old Wooden Road all the way, did they? I don't.
No, if you get a forest fire out there, they're gonna have a problem.
Oh,
I haven't looked, to be honest with you.
Yeah. They
So
will have a
we-
problem.
So why don't you look and then come back and see me?
So you have the
Cringe as I
material,
do the one-eyed
What's that?
squint.
you have the material available now? to-
Yeah, we can get it over in Fremont, 4 to 6 inch rock, put it in that hole. We could put gravel in there, but we think the gravel's gonna
Just leave
The other problem you're gonna get is you're gonna get people that are gonna go down there
Take grab.
with their Jeeps.
Yeah.
And they're gonna
Make
tear
new
that up
holes.
and your gravel's gonna be sitting on the side of the road.
So you have the money in your
Put
budget
some
right
pointy
now?
rocks in there, will you?
Well, we had a few years ago, somebody
Just
just
take
put
it out
boards
of
in there
there.
with
know.
nails in it, so.
The chief says he has money, so why don't we authorize him to do it?
Yeah.
Just, I'll take it out of some of the road
Take your Jeep
construction.
elsewhere.
Couple
Take my
loads of
Jeep
rock.
across your yard if you'd like.
Go right ahead. I got a hell of an insurance policy.
How about the one at the top of,
Only to maintain emergency.
Railroad West?
make the motion.
There used to be one in
That's
there.
the one.
That one there?
That's
Yeah, Wayne,
this in.
we can't spend town money on
Yeah, you
Class
can,
6
because they
roads?
voted years back to make them,
only,
Only for emergency.
only for
for
emergencies.
emergency,
So it's only gotta be
Just good enough for that.
just
The bare
good enough to
minimum
get
for
the roads,
emergency
the
vehicles, right.
vehicles through.
Okay.
Call me when you're doing it, I'll drive through with my Jeep and we'll tell you
Okay.
how wonderful it is.
We'll see what we can do.
Is that an approval to my motion?
Yes.
Yes, do we have a second, motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, go for it. This New Hampshire project first, you wanted to talk about that?
Joe can, but that was in the mail too.
Did you wanna talk about
The memo from Alyssa for that project she's doing in Evan.
Oh. Okay.
For the mobile response team intervention, SMRT? Seacoast Mobile Response Intervention Team, SMRT.
Doesn't cost you any money.
Doesn't cost you.
Doesn't cost us anything,
Doesn't
they just
cost
need somebody
anything.
to sign it, is that what it is?
Basically, what that's gonna do is, if we come across somebody that has a drug problem and wants to be helped, then we would pass on the name.
God bless you, Phyllis.
Next time, review that.
Then we would pass the name on to this group here, and they go out and contact, they support the families with Narcan if they need it, and they contact them and set them out to separate, different agencies that can help with the situation.
Do you act as the coordinator?
No,
I
just
pass it on, I
a
pass
first
it out, and
contact.
actually, Alyssa is part of this program,
Okay.
and there was one other girl from Epping. It's a grant that came through the opioid crisis type of thing.
So you're just the first contact and pass.
I'm the contact and pass the
pass the hat. They're still working on, different ways they wanna contact, there's been some questions about vehicles and that type of thing, you know.
So you
Or the
should-
fire department played on not a very lovely house in the neighborhood and, you know, so.
So you just need permission from the board to
Yeah.
basically go ahead and do
Yeah.
it. Do we have a motion?
Motion.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I have a unrelated perhaps question for you.
Sure. Because they
Everybody
disappeared.
have an Arcan,
Everybody has an arcane?
I mean, in the department,
No.
access to,
We had access to it on an ambulance,
right?
access to it on an engine.
Does the police
The
department?
police
have it?
department's got it.
In all the cruisers?
I believe it's on all of them. Evelyn, you gotta go.
Oh, she's sleeping.
Are you awake?
Hey, Ellen,
Ellen?
Whoa! Hey!
Catching up on my
I
email.
thought you were asleep. You're telling me.
So we have a question about how much Narcan.
You got it all the cruises we got it now, right? Yeah.
Well, yeah, our patrol cruisers, we sign it out and sign it back in. So we don't keep them in the cruisers,
Right.
because they need to be,
Does
they
it have to
can't
be
be,
refrigerated or something?
No.
No.
You
I don't
can't
know if
go
it's too hot or too cold.
cold, yeah, can't go through.
So we bring them in pretty much at the end of the shift.
Okay, so it's like a little bag that you guys carry in and
We
out,
sign
supply
them, we
bags?
sign them in and sign them out.
Okay.
So that's fairly readily available.
Yes,
to
it
town,
is.
So, and would the police department do the same thing if they are out there? Would they do the same referral to Smyrk?
I would have to check with Melissa, but I'm sure she would be glad to talk to him and be able to do that. I'm not sure.
Are you interested in this? Not sure.
Well, how's that program again? Because I'm
Hello?
I'm catching up on my emails right now.
You
Sorry,
sounded like my lieutenant now. We talked about it for 10 minutes. We'll fill you back in.
So what's the program, real quick?
Basically, if you come across somebody that would like to have somebody come out to help them with their drug
Oh,
problem,
absolutely.
then there's a contact
Yeah,
information that goes back through Alyssa and
absolutely.
They got a grant and you just need to give them referrals. So we just need
referrals,
to
and
get
they,
permission for you guys
matter of
to do
fact,
it.
she may be checking with you, because like I said, we got some crew, issues doing that on their own type of thing. Because
Yeah.
it's something they do after, so let's say somebody got transported or somebody contacts them, and you guys got a better idea whether all of this stuff is going on. I would hate to have a, department.
Yeah, we'd be interested in that.
Okay. I'll pass that on.
Anytime you can refer someone that's willing to get help,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Okay,
Okay.
so then it'll work for the fire and the police and we're all in agreement on it?
Yep.
Yep.
Perfect. So you guys can just sort it out. Anything else in the public? Or is that all we need? And then we're gonna make a motion to go into non-public under personnel for RSA, chapter 91A:3, II, A, B, C, D, E, and I.
I'll make that motion,
Do you have a second? Second. And roll call.
Aye.
Aye, aye, aye.